Okay, I have to put this out because I feel very mission driven. um, for any of you who know or understand astrology, I'm a Capricorn. One of the famous things about Capricorns is that they love work and that they love money. This stereotype is not lost on me. I embody that fully in many, not just because it's my sun sign, but because it is also part of other planets that align with Capricorn as well, just making me really passionate about money. And I'm also a healer. So just the combination of healing and money, money and healing, is just a part of what I feel like is my mission and my purpose for being here. And this is developed through really self love techniques because I'm born brown, I'm born a woman. And so there are so many stereotypes around what it means to be a brown woman on this globe. And a lot of the images, if you just kind of sit with your eyes closed and think about what state you think about brown women in, and a lot of the times they're not in the top. They're not ones who you think about are driving Porsches, or driving Teslas, or living in mansions, or those type of women you think of. Probably maybe they're in the entertainment industry, but the lady that you just passed in Target, you're not thinking like that lady is a millionaire, right? And I personally know brown women who I'm around every single day that are in fact millionaires. Um, and through various means, they have learned and continue to learn to make and build money in their sleep. And there's a certain amount of trauma healing. There's a amount of discussion that you have to have with yourself in order to access higher levels of wealth. Um, Mainly because perhaps you're just not born in that, right? When you woke up every single day growing up, you didn't see or feel or sense this uh, secure, abundant world that just gives you financially what you needed. And so, in that, you learn certain things about scarcity. Some of us have that with money, some of us have that with love. Those are the two most common things. And so, I really wanted to be clear and start doing more videos around healing that part of ourselves that sees scarcity, whether that be in love or that be around money. For me, I personally grew up with a single brown mom for a really long time. My biological dad was really young. They were the night, I want to say like something like 17, 18, and 20 when they had me. I started working and really fell in love with like doing tasks for money when I was really young. Um, I wanted to be the kind of person that had money in her hand. And I also took on a lot of traumatic conversation in the back of my mind about money. And so you can let me know if this resonates with you. I heard my mom say things like, we're one paycheck short from being on Skid Row. Hearing her say that made me feel like if I didn't do something, or if I asked for too many things, or that somehow her hard work and my existence created a burden for living a more abundant life. I wanted to contribute to my mom living abundant life. I made sure I didn't ask for too many things. I made sure I was more patient. Um, but then when it came to my grandparents seemed to have an overflow of attention and money and all these things for me. So, you know, but my inner self took on this providership, this space where I really wanted to grind. I thought that it took a lot of grinding. My mom seemed to work a lot. in order to provide for me. My stepfather worked a lot in order to provide for me. Um, and so through seeing all of these kind of sacrifices, being taught so much about slavery, being taught so much about being lazy. You know, if I'm a brown woman, you want to be able to be all the things for your family in terms of cooking and cleaning and being the most healthy. And then also being a person who could go out there and make money, you know, and bring something in to contribute to the household, being married to someone, and being able to combine those incomes. And if you didn't have that income, then you as a single person needed to make even more money. You had to make, you know, income that was double. Um, and so when I became a single mom, that's what I did. I went into doing something that I really, really loved in order to make double the amount of money. But it caused me to really, really work the double the amount, right? So instead of 40 hours a week, I worked 80 hours a week while still trying to be a single mom and provide the time and the space um, with that, because I didn't feel like there was enough. You know, I didn't feel like I was enough. I didn't feel like my parenting was enough. Uh, all of that kind of stemmed from my younger years. So I had to really work on not having a scarcity mindset for everything in my life. But the first thing that I worked on was just loving myself in the time that I had, appreciating the moment that I am in, noticing around me the abundance of how the earth wanted to give to me and feed me, the amount of love that I had from so many of my family members or my really close friends. I had to start being really, really grateful for my breath and the abundance and ease of my breath. I had to start with really, really, really small things um, in order to access, right, uh, the gifts and the power and the flow of finances, you know, in my life. Because what I noticed was it didn't matter if I made six figures, I never felt like it was enough. When I was working 80 hours, I didn't feel like it was enough. When I was giving everything that I could to the community and not giving, you know, or even feeding myself a lot of days, and a very thin person and wouldn't even take time to cook myself a nourishing meal, it's because I didn't feel like there was enough time. And so I started to notice, like, in so many ways in my life, I felt like I wasn't enough. And that spilled into my finances. When I felt like I didn't love myself enough, then I ended up in relationships, whether that be friendships or business relationships or romantic partnerships, where the reciprocity wasn't there. I was giving, you know what I mean? Because I felt like, well, I'm not enough. I need more of this. I need more of that. I'm running myself around just trying to give in order to feel as if there was enough. And there's always more than enough. And so how I started to even apply that to my everyday life is I would slow down and be very intentional about looking at my bank account, you know, giving thanks for it being enough, not creating false illusionary bills on credit or on payment plans, or, um, um, you know, getting my nails done instead of paying a bill, right? Because my nails made me feel good or shopping made me feel good. Um, and so I started to really educate myself on money because I knew there's so much money out there. I'd heard there's so much money out there, right? So how is a better way for me to access that flow and that gift? I started to learn about the stock market. I started learning ways to save. I started learning what compound interest was and how I could be making money in my sleep. I started investing in things that really lit me up and really taught me new things about money and abundance, and I started to have more and more friends that are closer to me who are millionaires, who manage their money well, that can give me access to even more resources so that I can be a better person, who are always encouraging me, right? Friends and family that are always encouraging me or giving me information or sending me information to be my best and my highest self. Um, Living and being around things that are just full of integrity, right? Full of bounty. That means the food that I eat is good for me and makes me bigger and thicker and stronger. And taking time for that, because there's plenty of time, right? So creating a new reality around abundance takes work. It takes moving out of those shadow places that told me that I wasn't good enough or that I wasn't worthy enough, and moved me into a space where if I think it, it comes into my reality without hesitation, because I know that I'm worthy of that thing. I listen to spirit very clearly. So when I'm in meditation and I hear an instruction for what I need to do for my business or what I need to do for relating even more to those who need my help and need access to the spiritual gifts that I call forth, then I call on those ancestors that need me and tell them, welcome. You know, you can come. If you need me, I'm here. You can access me at any time. I'm abundant in my spiritual gifts, in the clarity that I can give. I know that I'm worthy, right, of that, of being a really well-paid spiritual healer, right? There was a large part of me that felt like, because I'm a spiritual healer, somehow I'm not supposed to have money, that somehow those things were two conflicting issues. And I know a lot of people have that issue, like they're doing the good work. And so, especially as women, we feel like, well, these things are just innate and you can have them for free. Well, that's how we end up with people who take the best care of people, like um, nurses or CNAs or teachers, and we pay them the least because they're women and they're healers and they must not require that much money. Like, no, we all deserve to have the fruits, right, of our labor exchanged in true abundant reciprocity. That's what's real. You know what I mean? That's what's real. Anything else, you're in a trauma cycle, you're in some type of hold. Because to have access to the things that nourish you is your birthright. It is absolutely your birthright. And you're able to access that through rest, right? Through meditation, through your spiritual connection, through healing those old wounds, right? Bit by bit, facing those places that say that you're not enough, saying that there's something in this world that is scarce, believing the lie about your own brilliance, right? We got to find our way out of those isms and schisms into the actual free and loving space of source energy, of love. So, long speech. I've always got something new coming up. This August and September, I am teaching a mastery of love from Don Miguel Ruiz, teaching a sound meditation, a place to access that eternal love within yourself, that self-worth within yourself, learning what it feels like inside your body to just rest, right? Let everything down and just rest in your own abundance, rest in just being, feeling the power of just being yourself, downloading whatever needs to be downloaded, just creating sacred space for just you and spirit, with so much ease. You don't have to do anything besides just lay down and listen, right? And let your body retune somatically with the crystal bowls. All right. So hopefully I will see you soon. I needed to just jump on here and just let all of that out, and like, subscribe, all of those good things. And I hope to see you in the Zoom or in person really soon. Peace.